for PS4. I figured I'd make a video, and what better way to make is Transformers going to be on here? I'm sorry, but Transformers is not on the list. He got away. Transformers got away. Um, so welcome to the stream. I am going to count down my top 10 games for the PS4 that were basically released in the last year. Counting 2013, a little bit of 2013, November and December basically, and then all of 2014. So before I start, I was going to go through my criteria. Basically, in order to make this list, the game has to be released in 2013 or 2014. It has to be on the PS4. My criteria is basically value, which is cost, the cost of the game, and also the gameplay for the price. So if it's a $60 game, I expect more than if it's a $20 game. And when I say price, I'm talking about the price when it first launches. So most games are $60. There's only one game on here. No, there's two games on here that were less than $60. So all the other games are $60. Replayability is a big one for me. Like, how long am I going to play this game? Am I going to play it for 2 weeks and put it down? Or am I going to play it for a month? Gameplay is big, so if I only play it for a week, was it just super amazing? Or did I play it for 6 months and it was kind of okay? Next gen. The big question is the game next gen? That's kind of a criteria. If it's just a good game, but it's really not bringing anything on next gen, then it may not make the list. And overall presentation, which you already know what I mean by that, but that's basically just the overall feel of the game. We started off at number 10. Number 10, infamous Second Son. Infamous Second Son was pretty good. Right away you notice the lighting effects. As soon as you get some of the powers, you see all the lighting bouncing off all the stuff. It's very well presented. The controls are exactly how you expect when you want to fly around, climb buildings, go super fast. All that is great. Combat is good. The shooting effects are good. And basically, like, you're going to play through this twice, maybe. Once as good and once as evil. And the story's going to be pretty good. You're definitely going to feel powerful. You're going to leap buildings. You're going to fly around. You're going to go super fast. It's just going to be a good experience. You're going to feel super powerful. And like I already said, the last two boss fights are epic. Up until that point, it was a little lacking in the boss fights, but for the most part, pretty good. The downside, there's no multiplayer in this game. You're just going to play it through, you're going to put it down. That's it. I mean, that's why it's number 10. There's no multiplayer. You're going to play this game for a week. And then you're going to put it away. But it's going to be good for that week, so whatever. Moving on to the number 9 game. We've got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Yes, this is a remake. That's okay. This game is just spectacular. It's beautiful. You're gonna play it. It's gonna be great. You're gonna see all the PS4 has to offer with the remake, the smoke effects, the the fog, the forest. You're going to see the sun shafts. You're going to see all that stuff. The environments are great. You're going to go through and raid these temples. You're going to solve these puzzles. That is satisfying. The combat is very well paced. And the story keeps you moving in the right direction. There is a multiplayer, although the multiplayer is a little weak. But it'll keep you entertained a little bit. In the definitive edition, the DLC is included, which isn't much, but it is there. And of course, it's Lara Croft. Who doesn't like Lara Croft? The only downside, really, I can see of Tomb Raider, other than it being a remake, is that the boss fights are a little weak. I wasn't amazed by the boss fights. It's like, oh, you hit a guy, and he's a little stronger than the last guy. It's not really that big time. That is a fireplace. Fireplace right behind me, with the stockings hung with care, for Christmas is around the corner. Alright, moving forwards to number 8. Diablo, Reaper of Souls. Yup. It's Blizzard. Blizzard makes good games. It's everything you'd expect from Blizzard. A lot of loot. Did I mention loot? More and more loot. You're gonna blow stuff up. You're gonna kill a lot of stuff, and loot's gonna fall from every orifice and every blood puddle and every death and destruction that you rain upon these demons. The place where this game really shines, and you could get a lot of gameplay out of this, is going to be the multiplayer. You can play with somebody sitting on the couch next to you, or you can get online and play with 3 of your closest friends. I will say this about Diablo. You're going to hit max level, and it's going to be a grind. It's not... There's rifts, there's stuff to do, but it gets old pretty quick. But it's still really good, and 2 or 3 weeks of just hardcore gaming, you're gonna get through this and probably put it away. But it's gonna be pretty satisfying in that time frame. So let's move on to the number 7 game. You could see this one coming. Trials Fusion. Welcome to the future. That's right. This game is cheap. It's cheap. It's not $60. You can actually buy this game for I think $20 without the DLC, $40 with it. And I think I saw it for $10 on the PSN recently. This game is difficult. It's gonna be hard, but when you beat the tracks, it's satisfying. It's one of those games where the more you put into it, the more satisfaction you get out of it. It's weird. It's really one of those ones for people who like to challenge themselves. High scores are back. Basically, you're going to be racing for times and scores. I already talked about the price point. It's cheap. You can buy it, get it, play it. There's a track editor. You can make your own tracks, and a lot of the player-created tracks are really good. Some of them even have a movie feel to them. Very good presentation. And the DLC makes sense. In this case, when you buy DLC, you just get more content. Whereas Transformers, it's not going to be on here. Downside is you might break a controller while playing this game. It's pretty rough. But it's very satisfying. Let's move on to the number 6 game. A lot of people would have this higher. I'm going to explain why this isn't as high in my book. Shadow of Mordor. The combat in this game is great. It's kind of a mixture of you know, it's a mixture of Batman and Assassin's Creed, but not really. It's mostly Batman. There's some stealthy elements to it, but whatever. There's gonna be a lot of orcs. You're gonna kill a lot of dudes. Um, the Nemesis system. That's what everybody talks about. But basically, the Nemesis system is just a ladder. The CPU assigns abilities to the orcs based on their rank or their level, power level. And it's not really that interesting. Once you get into it, it's basically just a list of stuff that you can't do to kill the orc. And that's it. That's how the orcs level up. So an orc kills you, he gets some abilities. He levels up, he moves up the ladder. And in this case, it's a tree, but it's not really. Is it a game-breaking innovation? I don't believe so. Especially since the game has a very bad lack of character creation and boss fights. It's just lacking in some areas. Um, the branding is cool. You can turn orcs to your side, and that part of the game is actually the most interesting part, not the nemesis system. The other interesting part is when the orcs just talk mad hate to you. When you reach an orc that you've killed before or they've killed you, um, this game will piss you off. It'll make you want to kill that orc, and then the DLC. I don't know, challenge mode, timed mode, score mode.